Welcome, team, to the High Performance Trader Weekend webinar. In this webinar, we're going to be breaking down a really good week, a phenomenal week, as a matter of fact. And it's a beautiful thing when you start to realize that trading is 5%. Um, Technicals, this, that, and the third. Everything's your approach, right? Your approach is your only job. Your execution of that approach is critical, right? That's why we see multi-million dollar traders that make millions of dollars trading trend lines, right? Like, it's not a complex game. It's as complex as you decide to make it. And that was honestly one of the biggest hurdles for me to ever cross as a trader. I'm very thankful that I've been able to cross that threshold of, hey, this is a hard game. It's got to be hard for me to make money. No, it really doesn't. We're just programmed that way, growing up in a society that teaches you to work as hard as you can in school, work as hard as you can for your 9 to 5, and live a shitty existence, right? The real people making real money will tell you it's not effort that dictates your profitability. It's your approach. It's your system, right? Build a system that's repeatable and then scale, right? I don't care if you're in sales. I don't care if you're trading. Like, one of the main principles to making tons of boatloads of money is having a solid system that's repeatable, and that's what we have over here at HPT. You can see, we'll just do this quick. For the month of 2025, we had 20 trades total. 17 of them were profitable and met all our requirements, right? We're going to go over what the requirements are, but basically it's before noon. It's trading off a critical level, most of the time open print. There's also a moving average present. The EMA cloud is turning from red to green or green to red, and then the RBI GBI entry criteria, right? We had an 85% win ratio this month. It was a phenomenal month. And, for a short month, we still, last month we had 21 trades. This month we had 20, right? So phenomenal month, absolute banger. And I'm really excited to go over the last week that we just had. And, one thing I want to point out here before we get started is, I'm super proud of the team and how well the team is working together and executing. Right? Like, it's one thing to see me over here trading the strategy, but like when you start seeing the whole team knocking this strategy out and just building that confidence in it, that's when, the real change starts to take place. And that's what we're seeing on the team, right? It gives me goosebumps to see everybody posting profits, everybody holding themselves accountable, right? HPT was founded on self-accountability and collecting data, right? So, like, that was our main goal. And that's what we were able to do this week, right? So let's dive right into it. Let me see here. Monday morning, which was 2:25. Let me just verify that this was Monday. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see here. Monday was 2:24. Yeah, so 2:24. Beautiful, beautiful day right here. I wasn't able to catch the move down, but I do want to point out here that this was a beautiful rejection off the 50 EMA, right? The 50 EMA is a critical tool that we use every single day. It's phenomenal. It's not in our system, but it is still a tool that's we're able to use, right? So you'll notice here, beautiful sell-off here off the 50, and with a solid green bar that was ignored, right? Price has been very volatile. I wasn't able to get it in this short. I waited for price to come back into previous day low and end of day, little sweet spot right there, and I captured a little short right here. This was a great little trade right here, and then I captured a long right here. And this is what I absolutely love about the strategy, right? You'll see it comes right up to open print. So check this out, right? We all have lives. We all have things going on. You missed the morning setup, or maybe you just missed it. Just because you missed the morning setup doesn't mean defer from your approach, right? We have the tools to analyze the chart and identify opportunity, right? Like, we have those tools. We understand the principles. There's no point for you to be forcing trades. FOMO is a big one, right? And I mean, if you look at this trend, though, just look at how healthy that 5-minute trend is, right? Right here. Look at this. This is just beautiful, right? Very beautiful trend right here. And just notice here how that 9 DEMA is just hugging the price, right? This is what you want to see, right? That alone is going to help you not trade a reversal. It's going to help you capture a continuation. I'm sure on the 2-minute there was lovely setups on this day, but I wasn't able to capture any of that. I caught a short play here, and then the long right here. This was really cool. And once again, what are we doing? We're trading a critical level, right? This is EOD and previous day low. We're trading a moving average cross, and then once you get the red bar ignored, that's when I enter the trade, right? So I'm getting in this candle at 650, and my stop is gonna be below the previous candle, right? And that's how we trade. Notice here, this is what I love about moving averages. We're coming into the 50. This is a tool we use to determine who has control. So this is where you watch price at the 50, right? We're coming into the 50. We close above the 50. This is also at EOD and PDL. Therefore, whoever controls this is going to show us significance or dominance, right? These are our tools, the critical level, the moving averages. We got that cross, went short, caught a great long here, and just notice the red bar that was ignored, the pullback came right into it. Perfect. Look at that. Pullback right into EOD. We got great buying there. There was another RBI. And then still, this red bar was never disrespected, right? So once again, we watch these RBIs and GBIs off these levels because they are significant. Look how it was never broken or disrespected until later in the day. And then what happened later in the day when it was finally disrespected? Look at the sell-off. Bam. Right? So when we come back into that level and you smell weakness, that's when you then play the green bar ignore. Right? So once again, just using the principles to capitalize on these setups. Right? It was beautiful. Beautiful trading Monday there. Let's see. Oh, hold up. I'm lost. Okay, Tuesday. Tuesday was a phenomenal day. I love Tuesday. And the main reason I love Tuesday, I just made a video on this, is just how, anyone that traded Tuesday knew the price action was very, very violent, right? I mean, these candles ranges were $1.30, $1.86. This right here is a $2 candle. It could be very intimidating. But I want to run through what it is I was looking at, right? So notice here, buyers showing up off the 50. Off the 50 EMA, we're getting some buying. Josh, why don't you go long? Very, very good question. This is why our edge is so effective. It keeps you from trading bullshit, right? Yeah, we're getting beautiful wicks off PDL and EOD. A lot in the 50 EMA, a lot of traders would be like, oh, dude, this buyers are taking control of a critical level. Go long. But without the RBI or GBI, there's no trade for me. And this is why. Everyone that went long there fueled the downside move, right? So until I get that RBI and GBI, there's just no trade for me. It's non-negotiable. That's why it's in our system. That's why we repeat it every single day. Strong selling, wiping out look at this. This candle wipes out EOD. It wipes out PDL. It wipes out the 50 EMA. It gives us a moving average cross, right? This candle alone just completely decimated buyers. So now at this point, I'm looking for an entry. But just like, I don't know if it's choppy yet, right? This, like, when we're looking at this, I can't just go short. I don't know if it's chop. It could be, right? Like, I'm not completely convinced that we're not out of the muck right here. So therefore, I'm patient, which is another reason why the RBI and GBI is so effective. Because when you see an RBI or GBI, you can be pretty confident that the trend has smoothed out. It's become healthy, right? And those are the trends that we look to trade, right? So no short for me until we get the green bar here. ignored, short. I actually went short on this 1005 candle just because of how fast this was going. I wanted a nice pullback into the moving average. You can see right here we were kind of far away from that moving average. So when price was right here, we were pretty far, almost $1. So I wasn't ready to short the market. And then we got the pullback into the 9. And then once this candle closed with a doji, at that point, I'm in short with appropriate risk. This was a really good trade. Great trade here, capturing 4 candles. Once again, right, just following the strategy. And, just look at the significance, right, of the RBI and GBI, right? Like, look at the retest, right? Like, just, using those, right? Like, it's so effective because it keeps you from taking bad reversals, trying to, predict things, right? It just gets rid of all that nonsense. All right. And if at any point anyone wants to chime in here, go right ahead. Other than that, I'm just going to keep rolling here. Wednesday. Look at this. Oh my God, this was so beautiful. This was such a good trade. Once again, this took a lot of, so let's just run through it. We got EOD, we got PDL, and we got previous day high. Pit numbers are present. We are looking to trade off one of them, right? Sellers show up to the market. Green bar completely wipes out that 930 candle. That 930 candle has significant volume. So if the 5-minute candle next to it wipes it out, it's telling you something, right? Sellers look weak there. Then we get a nice red bar here that was ignored. It gladdened me to see that traders were going long on this candle, right? There was traders in the Discord going long here because they had the understanding that sellers lost here. I wasn't able to go long right there. I actually went long at PDH. Josh, why did you long into a critical level, especially previous day high, right? Like, aren't you afraid sellers are going to show up? No. Why? Because look at that moving average. Look at how healthy that trend is. If anyone gets anything from HPT, let it be to identify a healthy trend. Healthy trends continue. There's a significant percentage in your favor of continuation if you can spot a healthy trend. That is a healthy trend. Solid. Hugging price. Even though these candles literally have a $1.50 range, $1.30, the moving average is still close to the candle. These are healthy. The 1 hour time frame was also healthy. So I longed 598, and we took a beautiful trade up to 599. Solid trade right there. And once again, guys, this is all you need to capture. This is all you need to capture. I think I made like 41% on this trade. Beautiful. Like, we don't need perfect trades. We just need a system that's repeatable. That's it. That's a repeatable system, right? I need at least $1 move in my favor, and I'm good. And that's what we got. That was a very good trade. Also, just to point out here, notice the red bar that we longed. It was tested, but never disrespected, right? And then that's another way to identify a retest off PDH for another long. And then ready? What happens when it is disrespected? Sell off. Look at that massive sell off later in the day, right? So once again, spotting the RBI at a critical level will give you a significant edge over the market for the rest of the day, for the rest of your life. If you could just watch, oh, that candle was ignored. Okay. Right? Like, look at this. This red candle was not ignored. Red candle, it wasn't ignored on the next candle. Right? So learning to spot these is going to just give you that. It's so crazy because it keeps me super patient. It keeps me from taking bad setups. And more importantly, it just keeps me grounded. 80% of your losing trades are FOMO, are fear, ungrounded, I'm just shooting from the hip here to make some money, right? Like, we got to stop that. That's retarded. That's not profitable. We should not be shooting from the hip. We need to have a system, right? Like, that's it. And until the system's there, I just don't make a move. Because, we collect the data. We know, there's literally a 76% chance it's going to show up. And when it does, there's a 76% chance it's going to be profitable. So, yeah, that was really good right there. Hold on, let me see here. Who's on the mic? Got a little feed.
Yeah, Josh, that months ago I wasn't using open print as much, and I started using it, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Watching how the buyers and sellers react to it at the beginning of the day, the first 10, 15 minutes, it'll tell you a story.
Oh yeah.
And that 945 candle, it was all based off.
Oh, talk to me about that.
Print.
That was Todd right there. Todd Longness. Yeah, run me through your mindset. What was going through your mind here, Todd? Because you got in that trade right there at 945.
Yeah, so I marked out open print and red candle. I said, okay, sellers are right here, and then automatically,
bam,
the bull 180 comes through. I said, okay, let's see if we get any follow through here. We get this red bar, and it's
doesn't break it.
Red.
Look,
at first it's a big red bar.
Yeah.
And then it starts sucking up. And those candles, when they start sucking up like that, and then bam, that next green bar, it started off red, and then it sucked up above open print.
Bam.
So I was sitting there with my buy order on top of that red candle.
Yep.
I was like, shit,
I'm in it.
You could see the battle at open print. So it was all based off open print.
Yeah.
And the volume.
Yeah.
But that big green bar. And then I cutting them in half, but the half point was open print.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that big wick, that wick, when it wicked back up, I said, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I see who's in control. Buyers are coming in. So.
And look here how it closed above OP or on it. And just took like if sellers were in control, I'll tell you right now, the wick of this candle would have broken this candle.
Yeah.
Like, if sellers had a chance, they would have pushed price below the 935 candle, and they couldn't.
Yeah. And my thinking on that is, if these shorts are in here right there, where's their stop? Their stop's probably above that red candle.
Yes,
so I put a buy order right there.
Yes, sir.
Yep. That's a lot what I've been doing too. I figured if I was in the shorts, where would I have my stop?
Yes.
And if it doesn't work out for them, they fixing to stop out, and I want to be there. I want to grab their liquidity and run this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the prime way to trade open print right there. Blueprint. Like, when we're talking about buying acceptance, that is what we're talking about. Like, that's beautiful. I seen you get in that, and I was like, "What a animal!" And instead of going, "Oh shit, I missed it," right? In being negative, I go, "Hold up, that trend's looking pretty healthy. I'm in it. I'm in this. Like it's rinse repeat. That's the most effective part of our strategy. Is that you miss this. I'm not telling you to go miss a setup. I'm telling you the opposite. I'm telling you to take them every time you see them. But don't think just because you miss something that it may not continue. Learn to understand what that healthiness looks like, and you'll be able to capitalize still. That's a beautiful trade right there, man.
Yeah, the more I use open print, which I've been using the last few months, it's really changed my.
Oh yeah.
It's really changed my consistency.
Bro, look at.
Because me and you've been trading the system for a while now, and sometimes I find myself thinking greedy. How can I catch this first leg?
Yeah.
And because pretty good at catching the second leg. It's like no thinking to it.
Yeah.
But on these trades like this, right off the open, I won't take as much size.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the first 10, 15 minutes is wild, so
yeah,
I won't take as much size. But
yeah,
if I take one there, I'll take another one at the RBI.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, size right into it like a poker hand. That level was so significant. Look at the next day. So the next day, I took this trade right after I dropped my daughter off at school. I'm literally driving home. And it just goes to show once you understand the principles, there's no, like it once again it becomes like Todd said, there's no thinking to it. No moving average cross on this trade, but the 1 hour trend was very healthy, and not only that, just watching buyers show up here at the open and just get completely smoked here at the 50, and drop below previous day open print and come up and retest it, giving me a beautiful green bar here that's ignored. At this point, I'm in the trade short, and I literally took her all the way down to previous day low. This was 113% ROI, $1,200 trade off one SPX contract. Absolute banging trade in 10 minutes. Once again, just by and it's so crazy to me, but the moving averages has been on my chart my whole life, but I never used them this way. But once you can learn to spot what a healthy trend looks like, there's really no going back. That's also why I got out of the trade down here, because look how extended we were from the moving average. There ain't no point in don't put it this way. It's not gonna break its principle for you, right? Gravity doesn't discriminate. No matter who you are, if you jump off a roof, you will die. I don't care if you're royalty. I don't care if you're a bum on the street, right? The principle applies to everyone at all times. You're not special, so don't be retarded. Instead, use the principle for your favor, right? Like I'm gonna get in trades when it's hugging. I'm gonna get out of trades when it's extended. It's as simple as that. It was a one and done right here. Just beautiful, beautiful trade right here off previous day open print.
Yeah, that 940 candle told me everything.
Yeah.
I know I sound like a broken record all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, count the bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wiped out all that to the left.
Yeah.
And especially on these 5-minute candles, these big candles right there, I cut it in half, 50%.
Yeah. Yep.
See if this thing's going to follow through, and look at that.
Yeah, look at the follow through. Bam. Right there.
Don't get no better than that, man.
No, and Todd, right or wrong, they're very simple principles. Like this isn't rocket science here. When you see a big candle, you cut it in half. And if it's at the previous day level, your ass gets in. It's literally like you get a green bar and the next candle wipes out the bottom, you get in. It's like it's not. It's so funny to me. I just made a YouTube video on this. Like it's only complex because you complicate it. You can either simplify it and actually have a chance to make consistent money in a scalable way, or you complicate the shit out of it and literally put yourself through a living hell as a trader. You pick. So I just made a video. It's called 30-second day trading strategy. And in the beginning I go, if you can't explain to me your strategy in 30 seconds, you don't got one. And it's it's the truth. Simplify and just look. Just say you missed that one, Todd. Until that candle breaks, I'm bearish. Sell, bro. And then later in the day, mega sell. I mean, it's just and the moving average. Trade with the trend, man. Like you're not important. Trade with the trend. The trend's your friend. That trade was just it was beautiful right there. It was so crazy. I was driving. I'm driving. I entered trade short. I still called it out on the Discord. even though at this point I pretty much don't even got to because everybody's executing flawlessly. And Friday, man, challenging day because there's a lot of volume, but we ain't gonna complicate it. We're just gonna execute, babe. Look at this. I'm long on the 950 candle because it broke the top of the previous candle. I'm long. My stop's going below, and I literally was able to capture a beautiful move here to the upside. No, 955 candle I got in. 955.
Yeah.
It broke that, ripped. We got a massive pullback here at 1015, but what it was doing was pulling back to the previous red bar that was ignored. I mean, that's it. It was $1.50 pullback, but since my entry was appropriate, I never was draw down more than 30%. I think the most I was draw down was 22% on this trade, and that's because the volume was all out of whack because news. And then we literally caught this move. Oh, Todd, hold on, I gotta show him. 2-minute 20. 2-minute 20, baby. Look at this. This is insane. We were live here too. So when you see, right, like you got this mess here. I go long right here. This guy. Bam, right? I'm long on this candle. My stop is below, like down here, where was it? Like below this candle. We're ripping. Watch the 2-minute 20. Rips into it. Sucks up right here. Okay. Rips up. Right here. I'm like, I was like, I'll get out of this trade if the 2-minute 20 don't hold. And sure enough, she held exactly how she was supposed to. And then them buyers came in and we took her right up to 589.09. Capturing, I think 31 or no, it was like 34% ROI on this trade. You know, once again, just following that system. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, that was a nice trade. I was watching the live, and that was beautiful. And if I can bring up a point here too, Josh, and this is a lot of what I look at too. It's just confluence. Around that 10-14 time, you get a high right there.
Yeah.
And then at that 10:42, 10:45, that's
you get
where
the
we come into
retest.
that 20.
Yeah.
Previous resistance turn support.
Yeah.
At the 20.
Yeah.
That's stacking the odds against you.
Yeah.
I mean, with you just stacking confluences on top of each other.
Yes.
We got previous resistance. The 20's holding at the previous resistance, turning support.
Yep.
That's what I look for a lot of the time.
Yeah. And you know, it's a great way to determine who has the ball, right? A while ago, you said this to me, and it really hit me. You're like, listen, all I need to know is who's got the ball. Is it buyers? Is it the green team? Or is it the red team? And that really hit me and stuck with me because it's so true, right? Like, all we have to do on a daily basis is figure out who's got the ball, right? And, you know, you trade with whoever has the ball because you're trying to capture a move in a specific direction. And so you use these tools that we went over in this webinar, right? You use open print, you use moving average cross, you use the RBI, the GBI, and you then, you know, just trade in that favor. I just finished up, I'm almost finished with it, the high level summary for this month on our edge, 85% win ratio. And, you know, some months it's 75. 75's been the lowest we've had. Some months it's 85. And, you know, we've been doing this. It's our 7th month. And we're just going to keep doing it. And because it's working extremely well. We don't need to do anything new, right? We don't need to, you know, come up with new things or ideas, right? All we need to do is rinse, repeat, and then scale up, right? When you have a successful business model, you scale up, right? So, great trading, man. This was a phenomenal week.
85%.
That's pretty good.
Why would you do anything else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
That's over last 7 months. We were at 76% after a month of 80%. That's going to bump us up to around 78% win ratio over the last 7 months, man. That's over 100 trades. We're hovering right at that 100 mark. That means out of 100 trades in the last 7 months, 78 of them are profitable. So, and